start our history lesson for the week. All right. We are going to take a dog sled to China and South Korea. You might keep your snowshoes on just in case. Remember last week we went to Nepal? You had to wear snowshoes. Well, we're going to be riding on a dog sled this week. Watch for the pictures of them on the next few lessons as we talk about China and South Korea. More people live in what country than any other country in the world? That would be the country of China. Do you like books? Well, the binding of the book started about 2,000 years ago in China. Gunpowder was invented in China, too, about 1,800 years ago. Have you ever heard of the Great Wall of China? It's actually lots of walls connected together. It took about 2,000 years to build the wall. The various portions of the wall took almost 1 million prisoners, slaves, and soldiers to construct it. It started back before Jesus was born. They are still finding parts of the wall today that had fallen apart, and they were covered up by the forest. Now, let's look at this page up close. Even though China is only a little bit smaller than the United States, it has only one time zone. In 1912, they actually had 5 different time zones set up. But in 1949, the communist leader, Mao Zedong, wanted one time zone to unite the nation. Now they are all on Beijing time, the capital city. Look at all the world time zones. So look at all these. You see these colors? You can't hardly see it on this because it's kind of blurry, but these are time zones. Look at the United States over here in Canada. Now we live about right here, don't we? So that means we're in this time zone right here. Look over here at China. It's way over here. China is just one time zone, isn't it? It used to be 5, like we're 4. Actually, we are 5 because Hawaii and Alaska are different time zones. But China decided to just be 1. A time zone means if you live right here and just say it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, well, if you live in Florida, the time would be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But if you lived in California, it would be 12 o'clock. It'd be lunchtime if it was 2 o'clock where you lived in Texas. So each one of these means the hours go back or they go forward. That means it's different times in different places. My daughter Lydia went to Cuba on a mission trip. Cuba is right down here south of Florida. She was in a different time zone. So every time I looked at the clock, I had to add an hour to it, and I knew that was the time that it was in Cuba. So in China, it's many different hours ahead over there. We'd have to count all these to determine how far ahead it is over there. It's way far ahead over there. Or maybe behind us, I don't know. That's what a time zone is. Way back in AD 1271, an explorer from Italy came to China, traveled to see the Emperor Kublai Khan, who had never met anyone from Europe before. His palace in what is now the city called Beijing was the beginning of the Forbidden City, home to many more rulers of China up until 1911. It took around 1 million workers about 15 years to finish the special city, which has over 8,000 rooms. Now, over to South Korea and Hangul Day. Hangul Day in South Korea is the Korean Alphabet Day. This is a special day that marks the anniversary of their alphabet back in 1446, which helped their people and culture greatly as they could then read and write. Let's look at this page. Look at the food. Many people of South Korea enjoy eating a food called kimchi. No, kimchi. Kimchi, I guess is how you say that, which is made from fermented vegetables like cabbage. Ugh, I don't like cabbage. And when you are born here, you are actually said to already be a year old, which has nothing to do with eating your veggies. I don't know why they put that in there. Taekwondo. Have you ever heard of Taekwondo? It's the national sport here. It is a form of martial arts. And if you like celebrating the new year, they celebrate it twice here. Once on January 1st, and then they celebrate it again in February for the Lunar New Year. The word lunar means moon. There's some people doing Taekwondo. Here's some people doing Taekwondo. See what they're doing? There are so many sports in the world like football, tennis, or Taekwondo. Can you invent just one more? Think of the things that you like most about sports that you play or watch. Come up with the newest sports sensation. If you could invent a sport, what would it be? What would it be? You want to draw a picture of it? How you play your game? You can do that if you want to. What were some things that you didn't know about China or Korea? I didn't know that you were born a year old. I didn't know that. Look at these pictures. This is the Great Wall of China. There's some people right there. You can walk on it, but it's very, very, very long. See how far it goes through the mountain ranges? It took over 2,000 years to build that. That's a great wall, isn't it? It's called the Great Wall of China. It's huge. Looky here. The Dogsled Team, isn't it? Looks like great fun. They must be up in the mountains, right? Wow, that's pretty awesome, isn't it? Okay, good deal. Now, if you want to, you can invent a new sport and draw a picture of it, okay? Make sure you put something on your thankful page that you're thankful for. That's all for today.